Greetings, fellow space nerds, humans of Earth, and beyond. I'm Cornelius, back again with more Starfield shipbuilding. Today, I've got build number 137, Archer, a Class C missile boat. Archer is our rapidly prototyped stopgap response to the Watchtower hordes that have seemingly come from nowhere. Designed to stop the Watchtower drone swarms, as well as provide minimal Skydrop support, Archer is armed with 12 of our highest yield missile racks, as well as an advanced targeting system, and 2 Skydrop mounts on her stern that are currently set up for single missile planetary bombardment. It is our hope that these archers can hold the line until our next cruiser is ready. This Watchtower mod has completely taken over my shipbuilding directions in the best of ways, which is the reason why this post is a bit later than I expected. But if you haven't checked out the Watchtower mod, it's totally worth it. Let's check this bird out. Engine nacelles, missiles, this new Watchtower mod. Where do we start? If you haven't tried out the Watchtower mod, it is very much worth $10, in my opinion, of course. I had a similar idea for this ship before the Watchtower mod came out, but I definitely made some edits to make this kind of fall in line with the Watchtower mod. No intention to spoil any of the mod any more than I may already have, but it's a great story. It's basically DLC, which is awesome, because this game needed it. The new Skydrop system definitely opens up some new ship design and philosophy, which you may have spied another ship in some of these videos here. I am working on a much larger, let's just call it a planetary support cruiser, which we'll see hopefully sooner than later. But back to the Archer. Hell of a lot of missiles, because awesome. Offset in multiple ways, in multiple directions. Engine nacelles, also awesome. I kind of alluded to building engine nacelles out of these Avon Tech engines, which we'll get to in the build, in my previous build. And there's some of our Skydrops, but yeah, let's check out this interior. This is a single hab build, so we enter into a Stroud Premium 2x1 all-in-one that I have, of course, put my touches on. Few plasma weapons in case we get boarded. The docker is right above the bay here, so we just have the one ladder. And here's the galley slash mess hall. even though this is a pre-furnished hab, I do feel like I was able to add a good amount of my own touches. Couple more general crew bunks up here. Small med station area. And then I was actually able to put a wall in here and seal this double bunk section off as for, you know, maybe a private pilot quarters or whatever your mind decides it should be. Yeah, moving forward to the bridge. This is Stroud Premium. Added some stuff and things. Small armory section, just in case we got a ditch or, like I said, we get boarded. Cockpit shoddy action for reasons. That'll about do it. Overall, pretty happy with the way this one came out. Let's give her a build. Step 1, walkable spaces. This is our bridge, our bay, the docker, and our singular hab. This build is definitely merge intensive. We'll see here in the next several steps. I think I did at least a decent job in separating everything in a way that's at least kind of easy to follow. Obviously, if I messed up or didn't do a good job, let me know in the comments. Of course, I'm always around for questions and stuff. Step 2, we've got our reactor, grab drive, cargo, and the foundation for a lot of our merges going on. Did tuck our single fuel cell in there. Honestly, wherever you hide it, doesn't matter. These Antares squares are pretty important, especially later on, and you'll see what I'm talking about when we get there. So we definitely have to include these just as I'm doing them if you want to get the final result. If we attach that first entire square to the back of the hab, everything should merge in properly, like so. Pretty simple merge here. This is all going to be buried essentially, but how we bury it's going to be important when it comes to attaching the engine nacelles later on, and some other pieces back here in the stern. Step 3, we've got a couple of our missiles, but also our dorsal and ventral in Trinity squares. Now there's a good amount of merging here, since we are going to be merging these Matilda armor squares in with these in Trinity squares. So as long as your stuff is orientated the same way mine is here, you should have no problem merging these into each other like that. I am using some of the Gillibrand attachment spacers in order to get these equipment pieces and our two missile mounts for the top as well as the bottom. Just keep in mind that when you're using these attachment expanders, if you would, you could run into fitment issues because there are so many attachment points so close to each other. So how you wiggle that out is totally up to you. This bottom section is similar to the top one we just did. We've also got these very cool SETI lights. Those are the space floods, and then some signaling lights, red and green. Pretty neat. Alright, step 4. More merging. Things get a little intricate here. So again, just don't deviate too much from what I'm doing here and everything should fit. And here's our first look at these Skydrops. I've just got 2 singular surface missile setups here. There are quite a few. Very cool idea. That's the closed view. I prefer to fly the ships around with them closed, but you can open them and fly them around like this if you like. I just left this here so we could see them. Now they do attach a little funny. If you've messed with them, you'll see, because they are they don't attach to equipment plates or weapon mounts. They attach to your standard, hab mount. But I have had some kind of weird issues where they don't want to fit, but not terrible. This little setup here, make sure that your Matilda plates, one is upside down and the other one is right side up, because that's where our Trinity cowlings are going to attach, right here. So one needs to be upside down and one right side up, and then we'll just stick it in. See here how the Skydrop won't merge in like a regular piece would, like this equipment plate does. Those are those kind of weird fitment issues, but overall easy to work around. So these missile racks here, and the way that I merge these is how we get our ring of missiles around the hull of the ship, which I think is a pretty cool detail. These are these missiles came in the latest update of the Nacelles mod. They are very strong and rapid fire, which is pretty sweet. Alright, step 5, our engine nacelles. Now I have left 3 intact for reference, and because minus the Matilda mounting arm, they are all identical. So once you make one, just duplicate it out 4 times, and you'll be good. Now, most of these nacelles, most of this nacelle is going to be merging off of this decorative shield. So that is kind of our glue that's going to keep this whole thing together. Nope, that's not right. Let me fix this real quick. Everything should essentially be in line with the back of this decorative shield. Yeah, like that. That's no better. Now this Avon Tech flare engine setup should look familiar because we used 4 of them on Sunspike, our previous build, and they're really fun to position around in nacelles and in other various arrangements. But now we're running 12 on this bird. Here's our Antares pieces. Really pretty simple here. These Antares vertical squares are going to attach to either side of the Nova mini bracers that we've already built, and that's going to be our nacelle. Now, if you remember earlier, I said those initial Antares squares are going to be important. Well, this is why. Our bottom engine nacelle is going to attach to that highlighted Antares square. So you're just going to push it on in there for the merge. Yeah, that looks good. Now, just to show where this last nacelle is going to attach, let's dig a hole here. Right on. Alright, so that entire square is where we're going to attach the top engine nacelle. And the Archer is yours. Get out there and kill you some Watchtower drone swarms.